And obviously, I want to touch also on the issue of the police officer who got killed, who got shot dead in the police station in Croydon. And I posted a story on my page, and obviously there's different people saying different things, like, oh yeah, it's about time, or it's now they know how it feels and so on. You know what? It's deeper than that, man. Because I'm never one for eye for an eye, and what you call it, you kill one of them, and like cool, we get that, right? But we have to remember one thing, yeah. We're all fathers, yeah. We're all brothers. We're all siblings. We all got family members, right? And let's take a moment. Yes, these things have been happening to the black youth, and police officers are being using brutality and so on for many years. But at the end of the time, come on, man. Let's be human being. Before anything, before we are black, before we are white, before we are Christian, before we are Muslim, one thing we are is human. That's what we are before anything. We're human. So when you're hearing that someone's being shot, irrespective of who they are, yeah, it's still a thing that you, first and foremost, like, oh, rest in peace and condolences to their family. But hearing lots of people saying, oh, you know what, nah, man, yeah, now they know how it feels, and his family don't know how it feels. His family weren't involved. His family didn't do nothing. Yeah. So we have to look at that as well. We have to, also, we don't know the circumstances of how it happened. One thing, the police have to look at themselves like, wait, how the hell did he manage to get into a police station with a gun? Like, why didn't they search him properly? What happened there? That's the thing they need to look at. But at the same time, is that what I would say is that there is a sense of, you know what, these are the sort of things that happen to everyone, and the police are not immune to it. But the police need to understand also at the same time is that, you know what, how do we treat people, and how do we what do you call it? How do we use our powers? Because these are the sort of things that where there could be repercussions of whatever happened to someone beforehand, them trying to retaliate and use it against the officers. And like I said, within the black community, there is this whole thing that, yeah, fuck the police and so on. But yeah, we can say that because there's times where they do take they do take the piss. But I guarantee, if any of you guys, yeah, if your house got robbed and you didn't know who it was, yeah, if your mom's house got robbed, you didn't know who it was, who you guys gonna call? You're gonna call the police. It's as true as that. Yeah. If your mom's handbag gets stolen, you don't know who it is. Who they gonna call? The police. Yeah. If your brother gets killed and you can't find the guy, who you looking for the police to catch him? You're looking for the police, right? So at the same time, as much as there's things that they need to improve massively, there's lots of racism within the institution, 100%. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, first and foremost, before anything, we are human beings. Yeah? Before we're a police officer, before we're a roadman, before we're a gangster, before we're a black man, before we are human beings. And human beings have emotion and feel, yes, in a certain way, that we feel hurt, and we feel like they brutalize us. But at the same time, like, a bit of compassion don't go amiss, you know. A bit of compassion don't go amiss, because at the same time, it's another human being. It's a man that's been shot dead. So I don't think we should take that lightly. I don't think we should take that lightly. Cause I see that video when someone telling the police officer as well, is that what do you call it? Well, now you know how we feel. And I think a comment that made you think and said paid in full, because the whole thing that people get shot every day, you'll be alright. But at the same time, like, it's a human life. It's a human life. And of course, we as a people, as black people, you're always hurt, and you're always against the police because of brutalities and the systematic racism that's been going on for years. Look how many times I got stopped. You saw how many times I got stopped in a space of a week in my car? Was it 5 or 6 times in the space of a week? See how mad that was. So yeah, and I wild up on them as well. Like, but there's different levels to certain things, and where we have to think, okay, cool, we can try to fight the police and try to tackle them, but gonna shoot dead a police officer, that's not the right way. Because now what? He's done that, and the people and what I don't like about it, yeah, is that people, yeah, good, but none of you will ever do that. None of you will ever do that. None of you go and lick off a police officer. So don't be like, oh yeah, you good, yeah, they deserve it, because you wouldn't do it, because the next brother's gonna done it. You guys wouldn't do that. None of you guys would do it. So stop going on as if like, yeah, it's a great thing, it's a good thing, because it's not a good thing. Got my man now, he's pissed if he wakes up. If he wakes up, he's pissed. He better just hope that he's dead. Because if that was me, I'm like, I'm not trying to wake up. I'm trying to be like, yep. If his heart's beating, I'm like, no, I'll choke myself back to death, because there's no way. What? To go and do life in jail now. He's pissed if he wakes up. He's better off just like, you know what, yeah, I've done my thing and I'm gone. Because now if he wakes up, he's spending the rest of his life in jail. 100%. He's never coming out. He's never coming out of jail. That's 100%. They're going to give him they're going to throw the book at him. 100%. So before we're all like encouraging and saying, oh yeah, well done, think about it. None of you guys would do that, and don't encourage such stupidity of other people to go and do that either.